All right, let's see if we can get this math, understand more on this math. Chapter 11, calculations for compounding. Uh, Trying to integrate dimensional analysis. I put that up on your canvas. So number one would be how much clindamycin phosphate, 150 milligram per mil, and how much Cetaphil lotion are needed to prepare the following compound. Clindamycin phosphate, 600 milligram in Cetaphil lotion. Total amount to dispense is 60 mils, and we apply at bedtime as directed. All right, so first thing we got to know is how much the doctor wants. The doctor wants clindamycin phosphate 600 milligrams. So 600 milligrams, let's see. All right, 600. 600 milligrams. All right. And then we have what we have in the pharmacy. The concentration is 150 milligrams per mil. So dimensional analysis, we'll do the reciprocal of that. So we got 1 mil at the top and 150 milligrams on the bottom. So that these cancel out right here, and we get 600 divided by 150. So that's going to leaves us in mils. And 600 divided by 150 should be 4 mils. Yep. So 600 divided by 50 is 4 mils. Total amount to dispense is 60 mils. So the answer for A is going to be 4 mils of clindamycin. The answer for B is going to be 60 minus the 4 mils, which we would have to add 56 mils of Cetaphil to get the full amount, because we're using 4 mils of clindamycin, and then we're going to use another 56 mils to create a total of 60 mils. Everybody understand on that? I hope so. That would be A, and this is B answer. All right, let's see if I can erase this. All right, here we go. All right. Number two, a prescription is written for equal parts hydrocortisone 2.5% and Lamisil cream. Dispense 30 grams. Equal parts is the same amount in each. So we have two creams. We're going to separate them in equal parts. So they want 30 grams, total of 30 grams. So what's half of 30 grams? 15. So that's just self-explanatory. So we would have 15 grams of hydrocortisone. And 15 grams of Lamisil cream to get the 30 grams, full 30 grams. But so how many grams of hydrocortisone 2.5 cream is needed to fill this prescription? It would be 15 grams. And what is the final concentration of hydrocortisone in the compound? So we can either do 2.5 grams, because we change that percent to grams over 100. So 2.5 divided by 100 equals to 0.025, and then we got to multiply it times 30. Well, that's actually not right. It should be 1.25, and that's just half of the hydrocortisone hydrocortisone right now is 2.5%. We half that, we take that in half, and it should give you 1.25%. And it's just cutting everything in half. Cutting in half when because it's equal parts. 15 grams of hydrocortisone, 15 grams of Lamisil. And we're just cutting half the percent, which gives us 1.25%. Okay, we clear this. Number 3, prescription is written for acyclovir 1200 milligrams, silica gel, micronized 0.12 gram polyethylene glycol, 3350, 6.5 grams of that, polyethylene glycol 400, 15 mils of that. How many 200 milligram capsules of acyclovir are needed to prepare this compound? So we know that we want 1200 milligrams. Okay. And what we have on hand, one capsule or one tablet is 200 milligrams. Again, we do the reciprocal because we want to count out the milligrams here and be left with only capsules, because we want to know, it says in the question, how many 200 milligram capsules of acyclovir are needed to prepare this compound. So simple, 1200 gives us 1200 divided by 200 gives us how many caps we need. So 1200 divided by 200 equals to 6 caps. Okay, pretty simple right there. But for the most part, you have to look what the question is asking for. First, it's asking for capsules. So we know we're going to finish with capsules. And we want to know what the order is for. The order was for 1200. And we know that one capsule is 200 milligrams. All right. And that gives us this setup here once we take out the milligrams. And we get an answer of 6 caps. All right. Let's move on. Number 4. A prescription is written for allopurinol liquid 20 milligrams per ml in OraPlus OraSuite 1/1. A label with a shelf life of 60 days. How many tablets of allopurinol 100 milligrams are needed to prepare 150 mils? All right, so prescription written for allopurinol liquid 20 milligrams per ml. That's what the doctor wants, 20 milligrams. All right, 20 milligrams of allopurinol per ml. All right, and we have how many we need to know how many tablets of allopurinol 100 milligram are needed to prepare 150 mils. So one tab is 100 milligrams. Gives us whatever tab. That's going to be in our answer. $20 divided by 100 equals to 0.2. That's not our answer. We still have to make it in 150 mils. So 0.2 times 150 is actually 30 tabs that we need. You could do it like that, which to me is a simple way. We have our doctor's order. We have our what we have on hand, which gives us a setup of 20 over 100 because your milligrams cross out. Gives us 0.2 That would be 0.2 per mil. But how can you have a 0.2 tablet? You can't. That 150 is going to give us, if we multiply that by 150, we should get 30 tablets, because that's the total amount of what we're needing. So first break it down as to how many are needed per mil, and then we can end up with this situation right here. Or, I mean, we do dimensional analysis. Let me clean this up. Okay, we're still on number 4. Order is for 20 milligrams per mil. And remember, all we're wanting is the tablets. So let's do one tablet is 100 milligrams equals to 150 total mils. And that's just total of one full prescription. Got your mils crossing out here. Got your milligrams crossing out here. So if we multiply 20 times 150 divided by 100, still gives us 30. So either you could do it this way or the way I did it before, whichever comes easier for you. Just know that we need to end up in tabs because the question requests how many tablets of allopurinol are needed. All right. Let's see. Clear canvas. Number 5. Prescription is written for Dilantin 5% and zinc oxide, QS to 120 grams. How many Dilantin 50 milligram tablets are needed to prepare this compound? All right, first things first, though, we need to take it out a percent. How do we do that? 5% is always going to equal 5 grams over 100. Okay, so what do we get out of that? 5 divided by 100 equals 0.05. And then we're going to multiply that times 120. That should equal to 6 tablets. Let me make sure I did that one right. I got one. That one's in question. Just 1 second. Trying to pause this. All right, we're back here. Actually, that's equal to 6 grams. Where is that? That's going to equal to 6 grams. So we have 50 milligram tablet. So we got to change grams to milligrams. So 6 grams is 6,000 milligrams. One capsule is 50 milligrams. So your milligrams cancel out. We are left with caps, and 6,000 divided by 50 is 120 caps. So first we need to break down the percent, and to get that we just take off the percent and change it to grams. 5 grams over 100 grams, which gave me 0.05. Then I multiplied that by the total amount that we need is 120 grams that's requesting. So that left us with 6 grams. So we had to change grams to milligrams, or you could have changed this your capsule to grams, but it was easier for me to change it to milligrams. So that was 6,000 milligrams. 6 grams is 6,000 milligrams if you move the decimal space 3 spaces to the right from grams to milligrams. And then you set up your 1 capsule over 50 milligrams. You mark out your milligrams. 6,000 divided by 50 is 120 caps. Hope that's explanatory for you. Let's see, number 6. Prescription is written for ibuprofen 10% cream. So that's already telling me that's 10 grams over 100 grams. Okay. How much ibuprofen powder is needed to prepare 30 grams of this compound? Okay. So what's 10 grams divided by 100? That's 0.1. We got to multiply that times 30 grams. That's the total amount that we need. It should gives us 3 grams right there. And let's check that just to make sure. Number 6 is 3 grams. Pretty simple there. And for the most part, changing percentage to that is just making it into grams. That's pretty much it. Weight, volume. You will learn that, or you should get a better understanding of that, as we keep on doing this. But to change percent, we just change it into grams over 100. Okay? All right, number 7. Prescription is written for Ithcamol 2 ounces. 2 ounces equals to 60 mils, because 1 ounce is 30 mils. How much Ithcamol is needed to prepare 2 ounces? If you are using the following formula: 100 grams of Ithcamol, 100 grams of lanolin, 800 grams of petroleum to make 1,000 grams. Use 31 grams equals to 1 ounce. Okay, so that would be actually 62 if 31 grams is 1 ounce. So we have 2 ounces, so it's going to be 62, because you multiply 31 times 2, that's going to make it 62 grams. All right. So how much Ithcamol is needed to prepare 2 ounces? If you are using the following formula: 100 grams of Ithcamol. So we have 100 grams of Ithcamol. Total of 62 grams. That's going to be over 1. So we should have 62 over 100. Let me look here. All right, let me start over on this setup here. I screwed it all up here. Forgot the 1,000 grams. All right, but we know that 31 grams is equal to 1 ounce, so we want 2 ounces, so that's going to equal to 62 grams. You're using 2 ounces. All right, so the setup should be 100 grams over 1,000 grams, because that's the total amount, equals to x over 62 grams. So it's 62 times 1,000 divided by 100. It should equal 6.2. We gotta flip this one around. That's supposed to be up there over x. Or really, we don't even need to put that there. So that was the order. 62 times 100 divided by 1,000. That looks better. 6.2 grams is your total. I know it gets kind of confusing as to where it needs to be put, but that is where it needs to be put. That is chapter 11, 1 through 7. If you have not done it or you did not understand, I hope this has helped you a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and I'll finish out the another video and send out the remaining questions, and hopefully it'll help you. Just give me time on that. I'm going to go ahead and move on to chapter 12, and I'm just going to do the first couple that I see on the first page of questions here. Chapter 12 is calculations for day supply. And these were pretty easy. We've been over these. This should be somewhat review. So actually, number one is Zantac 150 milligrams. We have a quantity of 60, 1 BID. BID means 2 times a day. So basically it's 60 divided by 2, which gives us 30 days. Pretty simple there. Clear canvas. Augmentin 500 milligrams, quantity of 42 TID. 3 times a day. So basically it's 42 divided by 3. And that should give you 14 days. Alright. Number 3. Prilosec 20 milligrams. Number 50. 1 daily. That just tells you take it on once a day. Once a day is 50 days. Number 4. Ampicillin 500 milligrams. Number 40, 1 QID equals 4 times a day. 40 divided by 4 gives you 10 days. All right, pretty self-explanatory. You just got to know if it's 2 times a day, once a day, 4 times a day. It may even give you hours. Let's do number 9 real quick before I close this one, because this should be easy. So we got Tylenol number 3, dispense a quantity of 30. Take 1 to 2 every 4 to 6 hours PRN. So say we do take 2 every 4 hours. We'll take the max that we can take per day. So 4, that's 6 times per day if it's every 4 hours. So if it's 6 times per day and we take 2, that would be a total of 12 per day, right? So we have 30 divided by 12. That should last us 2.5 days or 2 days. I'm just going to double check that real quick. We'll round with day supply, it's best to round down, so that would only equal to 2 days. All right. If you got any questions, please feel free to get with me on that on chapter 12. Chapter 13, calculations for day supply of insulin. And make sure y'all do check table 13.1 to get the discard after date, because maybe Atlantis might last you, be good. You won't use Atlantis within 28 days. Say you, with the type of directions it's given, it lasts you 100 days. But it's no good after 28 days. So make sure you check on page 114 in your worksheet, table 13.1, to get the answer on that. So we have Humulin N U100. U100 equals to 100 units per mil. Okay, that's what it's telling me. So we have a 10 mil vial. We're going to multiply 100 times 10 because it's 10 mils. 100 times 10 equals 1,000 units, total units, in 10 mils. All right. So the question asks Humulin N U100 10 mils, 35 units subcutaneous daily. So we have 1,000 total units, and we're going to use 35 units subcutaneously. So we're just basically going to divide here. Let's cross out. And how many days is that going to last us? 1,000 divided by 35. That gives us 28.5, which we round down, leave it at 28 days. Now we want to look at that table if Humulin N is good for 28 days. So we look, Humulin N U100 vial is good for 31 days. So that would be your answer there. 28 days is good. All right. Let me erase. Number 2. Novolog U100 in 10 mils. Again, you multiply 100 times 10. You get a total of 1,000 units per 10 mil. We're injecting 15 units subcutaneous 3 times a day. So 15 times 3 equals to 45 total units for that day. We need to calculate for the whole day. So the whole day gives us 45 units. 1,000 units divided by 45 units equals 22.2. And we'll round down, and that should give us number 2 be 22 days since we round down. All right. Let's see. Number 3, kind of tricky. It's got U300. So that means 300 units in 1 meal. Total meals that we have on hand is 4.5. So we'll multiply 300 times 4.5. That gives us 1,350 units in 4.5. Okay, that's the total units we have. We're going to inject 50 units subcutaneous daily, so we're just going to divide by 50. Which gives us 27 days. We're going to see if Tujo is good for 27 days on the table. And we discard after 42 days, so 27 days is good. All right. let's do number 5. 100 units per 10 mil. That gives us 1,000 units. And number 5 is just 20 units subcutaneous daily. 1,000 divided by 20 is 50 days. Okay, let's see if Lantis is good for 50 days. Look back on the table. Lantis is only good for 28 days. So we can't leave it at 50. We have to discard it after 28 days. So that's your answer. So even though it'll last 50 days, we have to discard the insulin after 28 days. So make sure you look back and look at the table, okay? Let's see. Number 6 does not give you a total quantity, but it is in 10 mils. Number 6. And let's see. Let's do number 8. Number 8. That is 100 units and 20 mils. So 100 units per mil, 100 times 20 is 2,000 total units per that. And we want to inject 20 units subcutaneous 3 times a day. So for the full day, 20 times 3 is 60 units. So 2,000 divided by 60 equals to 33.3 days. And let's see if that's good for Novolin N. Novolin N is good for 42 days. So yes, 33 will be your answer. Pretty simple. First, get your total amount of units. Then you divide of how many units you're injecting per day. All right. Please let me know if you got any questions on any of the math, and hope this helps you out. All right. Y'all have a great day, and get your homework in, please. Last couple of days. Have a good one.